I started a client project and the memory card was full, so you missed me joining these table leaves. This table is from the 1940s or 50s, mostly white oak. I hope you enjoy this restoration video.
Oh yeah, it's a much better fit. There was huge gaps in here before. The board is not flat either, so I'll have to keep that in mind when I do set up the dowels. Didn't take a whole lot of material off of it, but it will make the table probably about a 1/4 inch shorter. This middle board's quite warped. Once it's together with the dowels, it'll keep it nice and flat across the top. So another repair I'll have to make are these. They go up in the inside like that. Actually, that goes like that. But they're all really dry and cracked. But where the legs go in, it's a support for the back side. So I'm gonna try to get this cleaned up. I'm most likely going to glue. No, I'm not going to glue them on. I think once I rebuild the things in here, these little corner guys, it's a pretty good sized bolt here. I think it'll be sturdy enough. They were quite loose before, the legs, and I am not sure how I feel about these wheels on here. They are original. They look good, but they are wore out. Makes the whole thing wobbly. I think it'd be better with some furniture pads on the end here, so to slide around. I'll have to talk to the client and see what she wants for these.
I'll tell you what, if you don't have a doweling jig, you need to get one. It made this part much easier. I don't normally do dowels, but when I do, I bust this bad boy out. I just can't remember where or how I got this, but it works excellent. And when you don't have dowels, you make your own dowels. Pretty simple. I put it in a drill and run it across the belt sander. Turns out pretty nice.
So I think that's it for day one. The epoxy is still kind of rubbery, kind of sticky still. Because it's cold in here, it's been, it's finally up to 60. But it was 50 degrees earlier, so the epoxy's taking a long time to set. I do have all the leaves with new dowels in. Sanded down to 220, so it's really smooth, and a coat of stain. I used a natural stain. The client said that they wanted it light, not dark. And I also got the other half of the table that didn't need any fixing. Got a coat on there as well. I had to set some of the nails because they were sticking out. This is all a single piece that looked like it was steam bent, and it's starting to bow out, but I think it should stay. It really is a beautiful tabletop. It looks, the grain structure is beautiful. I think it's going to turn out really nice. Tomorrow I need to make some of these, the things that broke for the legs. I need to sand off the old finish of the legs, refinish those, and the base where that crack was on the side here. Ugh. You see down here where the crack was, the epoxy still hasn't set, but the crack is filled, and once it does set, I don't have to worry about that splitting anymore. But I'll have to sand and finish that. And after everything's all sanded and finished, coat of polyurethane for the tabletops. That's the one thing I'm going to coat with polyurethane. Protect it from any further abuse. Like I said before, these are not the original leaves that came with this table. This is white oak, and this is either a cedar or a white pine. It's much softer, and the client said that they won't worry about it when we use it for when company comes over. Otherwise, I would have offered to make 3 new ones out of white oak, but it'd be a little more expensive, probably about $200 more for this job. White oak is hard to find here and expensive. So that's it. Hey there. Sanding. It's terrible. It was kind of sanded before, but the finish wasn't completely taken off. So I've been going down with it with 60 grit and this little routed edge that goes around the edge of the table. It's kind of a pain in the butt to get to, so I'm using some dowel rod, the same dowel rod I used to make the new dowels in here. Just wrap the sandpaper around it and give her the old rub down. Well, that's strange. Come look at this. I don't know how well the camera could pick this up, but right there. Oh, we got focus issues. There, you can see it looks like this table's been modified quite a few times. I don't know why that dowel would be going through right here on that edge of the table. Anyways. I don't know whether you can see this, but this is the crack I filled with epoxy. I really don't know how to hide this to make it look new without doing a new tabletop. But we don't have to worry about the crack splitting anymore because it has been filled. It seems to be pretty good epoxy. It took a while to set, but it is set now. Once I get this sanded smooth, I'll go down to 220 grit, coat it with a bunch of polyurethane, quite a few coats for the top. I want this to be able to last and be able to take the abuse. I don't have to worry about stains, but once I get all those coated down, I will probably polish that down to 5,000 grit, and then a coat of wax. It'll be like glass, the top of this, and it's gonna be really nice. Like the other side that I already did stain, that's sitting over there on the other side of the car. Well, I guess it isn't stain; it's a natural oil. It's got a beautiful grain, so a lot of character to this. I think the client's really gonna love to have this in her house once I'm finished. So I got it down to 220, which is where I'll stop as far as electric sanding, and then the rest will be hand sanded once I put the finish on it. I got all the deep scratches off the surface here, and actually found a couple more dowels in here. There's one here, there's one over here, and then there's a few around this part right here going down that way. I don't know what those would have been for. They're definitely old. Actually, these aren't dowels. They're on this part right here. Like this one right here. This is wood filler. I don't know what that filled up. But on the other side here, to further prevent the crack, I got some little piece of oak glued down with some just ready to type on to. I got them taped down right now for clamping. Further prevent the split of this piece of wood, and also this one here, which hasn't split completely apart on this side. Someone did fill it at one point with wood filler. I hate that stuff. But that'll prevent it from splitting anymore. What I'm going to work on now is the runners that have it slide in and out for when you want to put the leaves in. They're kind of loose. And the client says this is 1950s, but the style of the screws is telling me late 30s, early 40s, right before the war. It's all flying head screws. They're nice steel. I'm going to take them out. I can see some little pencil lines here, which I wouldn't think. Let's see if I can get the camera there. I don't know if you can see those pencil lines that are right in here from someone moving these. So I don't know if this is even the original top. The wood does match the base and the legs. Like I mentioned before, the leaves, definitely not original. It's a soft wood, either a cedar or a pine. But I think I'm going to unscrew all these screws and then glue this down, put the screws back in so it isn't so loose, it's more stiff, lasts a lot longer. So that's what I'm going to work on right now. Hey, what's up? Tabletops are polyurethane coated. This is the second coat. I have the base right here, the legs sitting over there on the ground drying, and then the leaves are sitting over here. And these turned out really nice because it was such a soft wood. It was easy to get that sanded down nice and smooth. Like I said, this is the second coat. The tabletop, I'm probably going to put a third or fourth one on. The leaves, I think I'll be done. I'm going to polish those with some furniture wax along with the base and the legs. But this one I'm going to put a couple more coats on because I'm going to protect it against heavy use. I don't have to worry about water stains or any foods that might eat through it. So I've been sanding with 320 grit, I think is what it was. In between the coats, I'll do the same for the third and fourth coat. These I'm going to rub down with steel wool. But after the last coat of this one will get rubbed down with steel wool, give it a good polish, and then the furniture polish over it. And it'll look like glass. I think it looks pretty good so far. I don't know if the camera's picking up on that reflection there. But a lot better shape than what it was. Pretty happy with it. I am going to try to get this to them a week earlier than I thought I would. I stayed up late a couple nights working on it, so should have it done pretty quick. Got these nice and polished. Let's see if we can see that glare in there. Polished and waxed. Got one half done. I got all the other pieces done. The leaves are done. The base is done. The legs are done. I just have the other half of the table. I have the polish. And then all the hard work will be done. I was planning on getting this delivered tomorrow morning, but I'm not going to be able to do that because I forgot to put in the little inserts that go on the base. That little 90-degree corner thing that holds the legs in. Let me grab one. So here's one of the legs. You can see where the bolts go through into the base. I need to make the corresponding piece that goes in the other side of the base because all the old ones were cracked. And then, so probably tomorrow afternoon I'll have this done, and I'll try to get a shot of it put together. Hopefully these runners fit in there. If not, I'm going to have to rebuild these runners. So we'll see tomorrow after I finish making the things for the base. And we'll get some shots of that so you can see the thing complete in all its beauty.
SOS Radio, HCC, and had a chance to.
And it's done. This is kind of a tight fit, but the client said they're only going to use it when the company comes over. They shouldn't have any problem taking it apart. It does have a little bit of a gap because of the way the side skirts meet up on the ends here. I don't think it's that big of a deal. You can see the leaves came out really nice. I need to get this loaded up and delivered. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down there, and I'll see you next time.